Starting a business for a lot of people is daunting, and it can be discouraging due to failures and possibly not gaining any business traction. I've consulted and reviewed a lot of businesses, from startups to mature businesses, and have some insights that could possibly help you, whether you are thinking about starting your own business or have a business already. I want to talk about business owners for a minute because I have noticed some common characteristics among successful business owners. And there are thresholds to this. Business owners are persistent. They're typically resilient to failure. They can keep going no matter what obstacles that they may encounter. They also have a clear and dynamic agenda for where the business is going. I know some business owners are seemingly messy, but they have an organized chaos. They are reasonable. Some business owners aren't realistic, and a smaller proportion have actualized potential for their unrealistic standards. But for the most part, they are reasonable and they have a mutual understanding of what other people are capable of. They have ingenuity. They are unapologetically themselves, and they're very creative. They've thought about their product, and sometimes their product or service might be crazy, but they are an organized chaos, so that's among some of the characteristics I do see. The last thing, which I think is the most important, is that they believe in their product. They believed in their product or service, and that's why they have a business and they are constantly building it. I know most people meet the first two because most people are resilient. You have to get up, you have to get ready, you have to go to your own job. As for having a clear and dynamic agenda, each person's agenda and organization for their business is different. What's organized to one business owner might be messy to the next one, but that goes for everybody's routine. Everybody's daily routine could be an organized chaos. So if those first 2 points hold you back, they shouldn't. What you should be more concerned with are the last 3 points that I made. As mentioned, reasonability in the context of business means having a mutual understanding of capabilities between the business owner, such as yourself, and other companies or entities reaching a solution. Ingenuity does conflict with my third point of being reasonable because it requires a bit of stubbornness and selfishness. Yes, you can be reasonable, but you can also be stubborn because you understand the value that you bring. These people who are business owners, or if you're looking to start a business, all of them are thinkers. They have ingrained this idea of their business into their head so much that it's a bit of insanity to create something from nothing. And this bleeds into their belief into their product and operation. If you do meet all of these, you are prepared to open a business. Or if you already have a business, you should reflect on these qualities and give yourself an honest evaluation to see what you need to do to make sure your mindset reflects these characteristics. Sometimes mindset changes with action. So what actions do you need to reinforce for the importance of your business? And if none of what I had said makes you feel great at all, I want you to think about the larger perspective. Small businesses make up 99.9% of businesses in the United States, and they account for nearly half of all the goods and services sold in the United States. Think about how much of an impact you will have if you don't start a business. Being a small business owner is one of the greatest accomplishments you can have, and that success is waiting on you. There are 2 things that define a great business: a product/service and a market. What is your product and service, and who is your market? I think everyone has a great idea for a product and service, but that has to translate into a market for your product/service. This goes back to ingenuity. Your business is a bit selfish because you understand the value that you bring to the market. Consider getting data from your market. Ask your customer base how they would feel if you stopped providing that product or service. This is a Sean Ellis test. If at least 40% would feel negative about you pulling your product or service off the market, then you have a successful business with great potential. I do want to go over some examples that are great and niche and have a great market. Medical technology is a great business. There's a very large market because everybody needs medical treatment. Loans, it's a great business, covers everybody from consumer to business because at some point everybody does need money. Funeral homes, I know that sounds morbid, but it's a great business only because if people need it, that's what makes it great, because it's niche. Now, just to touch on that a little bit, I'm not going to throw out any business names for funeral homes, but funeral homes in high crime areas can make quite a bit of money. My last example would be a weapons technology manufacturer. It's a very niche market, but there are many governments and agencies who need weapons, and it's very lucrative. I'm not saying that you have to do any of these, but these are examples of businesses with high potential of scalability. As for the weapons technology manufacturer, they usually have contracts with the DoD, and negotiating with large government agencies or directly with the DoD is the most difficult. It's the government. Everyone is on their terms for payment frequencies, dollar amounts, but it is very lucrative. I've seen one-man operations to three-man operations make anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million a month. And these operations haven't been in business very long, but their scalability and potential is great. I know I went over a lot, but if you are starting your business, you will most likely start from your home. And if you currently hold a job, you're most likely going to use any of the money that you get from your job to supply capital to your business. The harsh reality that a lot of business owners don't know is that no one will give you a business loan without adequate business history. I would say you need at least 6 months for specific industries, if not at least 1 year to get a loan anywhere. So start by using the income from your primary job to supply the business. The second thing, have a timeline, and this is having a clear and dynamic agenda. Be prepared for any obstacles for the business. And when you're starting your business, allow feedback and criticism for you to have micro failures along the way so it can shape the success of the business later on. Last thing is to be persistent. You started a business, so build it. Building a business is built on the relationships with its customer base. Get as much exposure as possible. Businesses are nothing without their customers. If you are gaining momentum for the business, get better at marketing your business. Expand your reach, use email marketing, and become relevant through internet searches. If you're already a business owner, there are other things that you should consider if you want to scale more. If marketing isn't successful, what can I do differently that reframes people's opinions about the business? Sometimes having a refresh on what you provide to your market is what's going to revamp. Sometimes getting a refresh for the business will attract people more. I'm sure you've seen this before, where businesses revamp their marketing, add or change products or services, or change the entire culture of the business to make sure they're getting as much traction as possible. If marketing is successful, but you're not seeing the numbers that you want to see, then you need to think about the amount of reach that your marketing has. Exposure is going to be the most important thing at every step for the business, because that's what's going to result for the scale. Repeated exposure in different marketing models attract different people. For example, the FIFA World Cup just passed, and although FIFA World Cup is huge, the marketing exposure for FIFA was also proportionate to that. I don't think there was a single person I knew that didn't watch at least a couple of the games. Even a lot of non-soccer enthusiasts watched FIFA, but this just shows you how much of an impact marketing has for a business like FIFA. It also has unintended benefits for other businesses. People who are traveling in the United States are also supporting those local businesses in the surrounding areas for the tournament. If you're an existing business owner and you're wondering if you should expand on products and services, yes, but only if it's meaningful to you and if it's only going to benefit the business, not potentially hurt it. It's better to have one great product that everyone loves than introducing another product that could possibly decrease the quality of the great product that you initially offered. If you believe in your products, people will see that. They will notice how passionate you are about it. Just to give you insights on venture capitalist companies, Venture capitalist companies have EBITDA thresholds. It's not like your typical financing for businesses are looking for a loan or a line of credit. What really attracts venture capital companies is that there is an expected and calculated return of at least 10 times of what they're ready to invest. And not only that, but they love passionate business owners and business timelines. It's a mutual relationship from the inception of the business owner being able to connect with the venture capital company. So if you're looking to strive towards something, what I would say is strive to be like the company that venture capital companies want to invest in. If there is a business plan or questions on where you'd like for your business to go next, please drop a comment below about your question or scenario, or send me an email. I'd like to know more on how I can assist you. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you on the next video.